So if you haven't watched the other video I did on forgiveness on Monday, go ahead and click that video because I'd rather you watch that first before you hear this testimony. So with this is about how God had to help me, really help me to forgive someone who I truly believe with all my heart that did not deserve forgiveness. So this was a couple of years ago. I had a brother. I have many brothers, but this particular one, he was dating this girl. They've been together for a while, and they had two small children. And they were very young at this time. One of my nieces were, I think, about 3, and the other one was about 1, or maybe 5 and 2. Either way, I can't keep up with age, but anyway. So they, I don't even know what happened. Their relationship was just rocky, I guess. So he was staying with us at the time. He ended up coming back with us, and she went to go be with her sister, and we just had a hard time getting the girls, and it made me so upset because we helped them so much, and we loved her, and we took her on like one of our own, and we never showed any kind of disrespect, anything to her. We loved her. I loved her. I really did. I had so much fun with her, and just to see how she allowed her family to just put things in her head about us and really just drive a wedge between us, it made me so angry. And when it came down to the girls, it was so hard to just get them to come to the house. And it's like when we wanted to see them, we would have to go up there, and we could only have them for a certain amount of time. It was very rare that they stayed with us, and it took a toll on my brother the worst because he really wanted to see his girls. He had Bree spoiled, oh my goodness. So he really wanted to see those girls. So it would hurt him just to see them for a couple hours, and that's it. He wanted to spend as much time with them as he could, and just a couple hours wasn't cutting it for him, to the point where he started getting kind of stressed about it and upset. So fast forward, he ended up dying. My brother died very unexpectedly, and I did not take it well at all. And most of my anger went towards her because, one, she didn't allow the children to come to the funeral, and two, like maybe a couple months later, then she started to allow the kids to come and spend the night. And at this point, I know I was wrong for even feeling this way, but at this point I said I don't even want to see them because, like, why are they coming to spend the night now? We've been begging this whole time. All this whole time we've been begging for the girls to come and spend the night so we could spend more time with them. And now all of a sudden that he passed, you want him to come. You want them to come and stay the night. No, that's fine. Stay up there. And my mom was like, you can't act like that. It's not the girls' fault. And I wasn't upset with the girls, but it just made me so upset at the fact that she chose now to do that after everything done happened. And I was so furious with her, to the point where even when she became kind of sick, I did not care. I did not care about her at all. If she was to go in the hospital and something was to happen, I could care less. I could care less. And that was terrible. And one day I realized just how much hate I had for her in my heart. I was riding with some friends, and I can't exactly remember the conversation, but in that conversation, I realized just how negatively I was speaking about her and just how much hate I had built up towards her. So I realized that that was not the way it was supposed to be, and I started asking God to help me to forgive. And oh my goodness, every time I asked God to help me to forgive, I would have an opportunity to speak with her. I kid you not. Every single time she would call the house phone, and no one else would pick up. I would just end up picking up, and then she would start speaking. And I didn't know what to do. I was just like, listen, I just want you to help me to forgive. I don't want to actually have to speak with her. I don't want to have to do that. Then I realized that was working my forgiveness. I had to work towards that. God just wasn't gonna magically change my heart and be like, okay, now you can forgive her now. No, he wanted me to actually put in the work to try to forgive, and he was going to help me along the way. But oh my gosh, it was hard. I was struggling, y'all. I was struggling to the point where my mom would be like, say hey, and I was just standing there like, I'm not saying hey to nobody. And she'll say, Taylor, say hey. I said, no, I didn't. Like, I was so petty, and it's not good. It's not good. So fast forward, still asking. It's like every now and again I'll just put it down. I'm like, okay, I don't think I'll ever be able to forgive her. I was just being honest with God. I don't think she'll ever get my forgiveness. But he kept working on me, and then I realized that along the way I started making some progress. I actually had to, God helped me. He softened my heart, but he didn't just, take everything away, because you have to put in some work too. So eventually I just tried to make the effort. So it started with me actually speaking to her over the phone one time. But then when I'll see her in person, I would just not get out the car. I wouldn't do nothing. I wouldn't say anything. I would literally put the girls in the car and go. I wouldn't say anything to her. But I spoke on the phone. So I said, okay, it's not the best, but I made progress. Then it got to the point where I might smile at her when we saw it, like when I saw her in person. Small thing, but that was a big thing for me. And now we're to the point where, I might even say hey. I say hey sometimes. The last time I saw her, we didn't have a full blown conversation, but I spoke, and my face didn't like twist up, because sometimes I can't hide my emotions on my face. Like, you see how I feel sometimes. So, my face didn't like scrunch up when I saw her or anything. My eyes didn't squint. I didn't like, I didn't show it, because I had nothing to show this time. So I was actually fine. I just looked and I was, hey, and then I, put the girls in the car, and that's where I'm at now. And I want to get to the point where I might be able to have a conversation with her. I don't feel like we'll ever be on the same level as we were before. But I do believe that I have forgiven her. I have come a long way to the point where I can now just speak to her and not feel any negative things about her. I don't, if something bad was to happen, I wouldn't just be like, oh, good. Like, no, I actually be like, oh, no, what happened? So I have come a long way. Now, will we be as close as we were before? Probably not, because, we both went our separate ways. But just knowing that I don't have that hate for her that I did before really makes me feel good, and it really shows me how God has led me to really forgive her. And it got to the point I would blame her for a lot of things that wasn't her fault, but it was just that hate in my heart. So God really had to cleanse me for that, and I know if he did it for me, he can do it for you too. So I pray that this story really just encouraged you to try to forgive that person, because everyone deserves forgiveness. We receive forgiveness. God forgave us, and I have to think about that constantly. I've done so many things to where I don't deserve forgiveness, but God forgave me anyway. Even after I became saved, I messed up a couple times, and God still forgave me. So who am I not to forgive somebody else? That's kind of being a hypocrite, right? I want forgiveness, but I can't give forgiveness. So you gotta think of it like that. So I pray this video really encouraged you just to ask God to work on you to forgive, because really it hurt me more than it hurt her. So it's for you. It's for your good too, okay? So I pray that this really blessed you. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you comment down below. I want to hear your experiences on forgiveness, or if you're having trouble forgiving somebody, or if you're in the process of forgiving. Who knows? I just want to read them, and I want to respond. If you need any help or pointers, if I have any advice, I can give it to you. So be sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.